Hello and namaste, my name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're talking about yet another European country that has started opening up for international workers, foreign workers, skilled workers. They also have multiple pathways for work permit and permanent status in the country. And that country is Netherlands. Netherlands are also famous for its beautiful, beautiful city called Amsterdam. I'm sure all of us have at some point wanted to visit Amsterdam either as tourists or for the purpose of education or work. I know for a fact that once I saw Queen movie, I was like, man, I really need to go there. And today I'm going to tell you how you can plan your move to Netherlands. What are the different types of work permits? What's the current situation like? And how should you start the approach with job applications? If you are interested, make sure you stick around. Is in collaboration with Unacademy. If you've been following my channel for some time, you know I love the brand and I love working with them because I truly believe Unacademy has created a revolution in the field of education in India. To put it in simple words, Unacademy is like the Netflix of education in India. You pay for one subscription, but you get access to it all. So you get to choose which educator you want to go with. If you don't like one educator, it's very easy to switch on to another one. And trust me, they have a lot of good educators. You also get access to live classes, recorded classes, specific doubt sharing sessions, mock test papers, revision tests, so much more. Today, I'm specifically here to talk about the December 2021, May 2022, and November 2022 CA aspirants. If you're planning to take your Group 1 or Group 2 CA finals in December 2021, you should totally join the Abhyas batch. The Abhyas batch is a fast-track batch that will prep you to write your exams this December. If you want to crack your exams in May 2022 or November 2022, then you should join the Yodha batch. The Yodha batch is specifically designed for Group 1 CA final takers for the period of May 2022 and November 2022. And to make matters super easy for you, I'm also giving you a 10% discount coupon. My discount coupon is CANIDHI, CANIDHI, which you can use to get 10% discount on these courses. All that you have to do is head to the description box right now, click on the link that you see, and then go ahead and sign up. Everything else that you need to know about Unacademy is down in the description box. So scroll down and get going. And now let's come to Amsterdam. What's happening in the Dutch world? So I'm sure a lot of you already know this, but a few years ago, especially when I was in college, there was a huge demand for people in Dutch area in Netherlands. That's when they started their free education for international students and they started relaxing their work permit regulations. Now, this was right after GFC, the global financial crisis that hit us in 2008. That was the economic indicator of those times. The economic indicator of current times is the global pandemic that has engulfed us all. So with this pandemic, countries like Netherlands have realized that they need absolutely top talent to be able to bounce back in terms of their economic growth. And they need top talent not just from their own country, but from worldwide. And so countries like Netherlands have gone the extra mile of creating multiple work permit pathways so that they're able to attract the top talent. Most of the demand that you will see in Netherlands is going to be in fields of tech, fintech, emerging technologies, healthcare, financial services, and support services. By support services, I mean HR, admin, executive staff, marketing, advertising, etc. So in short, Netherlands is the place for people who are either interested in being entrepreneurs or are interested in working for corporates, whichever kind of role you want to be in, or if you want to be in healthcare. If you're wondering what really is the demand like, do they really need foreigners? So let me tell you this, Netherlands really needs foreigners. And how do I know that? I know for a fact that this is true because the government of Netherlands has introduced a 30% tax ruling for foreigners. What does that mean? That means that if you are hired from outside of Netherlands and if you move to Netherlands to do work, then you're exempt from paying tax on 30% of your income. That's right. This is not something that is available to nationals in Netherlands. This is something that's only available to foreign workers. So for example, let's make it simple in terms of numbers. If you were hired to do a job in Netherlands from outside of Netherlands, so if you lived outside of Netherlands, which is, for example, I lived in India at one point. So if I were living in India and if I were hired to move to Netherlands and suppose my salary, just for hypothetical reasons, is 100 rupees. So if I was being paid 100 rupees to move, for taxation purposes, my gross income would sit at 70 rupees only, which means 30 rupees, which is 30% of my income would be exempt from tax. That's the amount of need that Netherlands has. I'm going to also put up a screenshot right here so you can see and go read more about it. I'm going to leave some links in the description box for you to check out. So now that we've established that Netherlands clearly has a need, how does one go about it? I'm going to give you 7 total pathways as to how you can apply for a job in Netherlands. Let's get started. The first one is company websites. Go to Google or go to any search engine that you use and come up with a list of companies in Netherlands. It doesn't matter which company it is, as long as it is a company in Netherlands. And then go and look at their career portal. Ideally, you want to do this process via LinkedIn or Indeed, where you can easily apply filters, choose your location, choose the kind of employer you want, and come up with the list. Now the process is simple. Just send in your resume and apply for online jobs. This is something that I think all of us know. Sitting on number 2 is recruiters. Did you know that Netherlands has a specific list of recruiters that work only for international candidates? Yes, you heard me right. There are specific recruitment agencies and specific recruiters that help companies find international talents, like Untouchables. Even their headline states that they specialize in hiring international talent. If you go to these websites, you may find some jobs that are also posted for locals, but because these are recruiters and recruitment agencies that specialize in hiring international talent, I say that I would take chances and apply to them. I'm also going to put up a list of international talent-specific recruitment agencies and websites up here, so you can go and create your profile. What I also suggest doing is when you're setting up your profile with these recruitment agencies, try and get a contact or a lead. You can find their employees on LinkedIn, or you can send them a note when you see a detail of any recruiter from these specific agencies on their job posts. Try and establish a personal connect so that you can ask for help and you can get some tips and suggestions on how you can suit yourself best and approach this entire job hiring process well. When you're doing that, make sure not to use words like confused or please help me, etc. Sound extremely confident and reach out. That will do the trick. The third way is sending cold emails. According to a study published in 2019, Netherlands somehow and recruiters in Netherlands are actually extremely happy when they receive cold emails. They actually perceive cold emails to be positive. So what you really do is you send a speculative email to a company or an HR group of a company saying you are interested, whether you find open positions or not. This is not something that is extremely welcome in countries like Canada. You cannot really send a cold email here and expect to get a revert back. But in Netherlands, this is something that employers appreciate. So if you come across a company that you really want to work for, but you don't see a job posting that's open, or if you'd apply for a job posting, but that's currently closed, my suggestion is to send them a cold email and see how it works out for you. The fourth pathway is newspapers. Here are some newspapers that publish good job openings in Netherlands. Now, this can only work if you have access to their online maybe portal, or if you have a friend living in Netherlands who can update you. But nonetheless, this is still an option. The fifth pathway is the international job fair. Because Netherlands has such a huge demand for foreign workers, they also have job fairs, international job fairs, which are targeted towards hiring top talent from outside of Netherlands. These job fairs are generally held in fall and winter, so I would say that you should start expecting to see these job fairs coming up in October, November, December, Jan, and Feb. I'm going to link one of my favorite job fairs up here so you can go sign up for these job fairs, sign up for their updates, and see what you get. These job fairs are amazing because they help you get a one-on-one interaction with the prospective employers. So whether you get selected or not in a job fair, that's fine because you still would get to know what approach you need, how you need to present your information, and how you need to present yourself. The sixth pathway is self-employment. Netherlands is actually one of the few countries that has always had a freelancing work permit. So if you are a freelancer or if you want to work as a freelancer, you can self-apply for a freelancing work permit and move to Netherlands. Did you know that about 16.7% of the Dutch population is involved in freelancing? This is what they do full time. They're all freelancers. So if you're a freelancer or if you're interested in freelancing, or if you just want to move to Amsterdam, then I would say look at freelancing as your career. We'll talk about the freelancing work permit when we come to the work permit section. The seventh and the last pathway is the traineeship or the internship pathway. Now, this can be slightly expensive or slightly rigorous in terms of time and efforts that it will consume. But one of the pathways that you can use is move on a traineeship or internship program to Netherlands. If you're wondering in terms of funding, I think when you come from a background of research or science, this could be absolutely fully funded for you. If you come from finance, this could or could not be. Again, it depends on the employer. For technology, I expect these positions to be funded. So you move on a traineeship visa, complete your traineeship, and then start looking for jobs. From what I understand, once you move to Netherlands for a traineeship visa, it is not difficult to find a job because you already have local work experience. Now that we've discussed the 7 pathways that you can use to apply for a job in Netherlands, let's understand what kind of work permits exist. So let's first bring up the entrepreneur or the startup visa work permit. This only came about in June 2021 when Netherlands saw that it needs a lot more startups and a lot more innovation to flourish in the country. So the government came up with a startup visa. In this, you don't have to do the startup. You don't have to be the startup. All that you need is work for a startup. If you work for a startup, then you qualify for the startup work permit visa, which also gives you the benefit of the 30% tax exemption, and you can move to Netherlands. For this, what you should do is really target all these startups that you see. Again, go on to the internet, look up some startups that you find and apply to them. Send cold emails, try finding their team on LinkedIn, try networking, try doing everything that you can to work for these startups. The good thing is you can get a work permit, you can also get a lot of stocks because that's how startups generally run, and you can move to a beautiful country like Netherlands. The second work permit that Netherlands has is a highly skilled work permit. Now, this is something that you can self-apply. Yes, you can self-apply a work permit for yourself. This definitely has some requirements, so you have to be qualified, educated. You need to have educational qualifications to support your application. But if you're a highly qualified individual, all that you have to do is collect your documentation and submit it to the local Dutch embassy. And once you get your work permit, move to Netherlands. The third work permit is the normal work permit, in which you can find an employer to sponsor your work permit. I've given you 7 pathways to do that, so make sure you take some benefit of that and apply for these permits. The next permit is the traineeship permit. This is the 7th pathway that I've discussed. When you move as a trainee, you move on a traineeship permit or an internship permit. Europe overall has a lot of internships for international candidates, so I would say keep a tab on those, apply, and then move. Netherlands also has some other work permits, but they can be a little country specific or can be a little difficult to obtain. So we will kind of leave them for this particular video, but I'm going to add a lot more links in the description box for you to check out. I've tried to make this video as comprehensive as possible, so make sure you use most or all of the resources that I've mentioned in this video to make sure that you can carve your own journey out for Netherlands. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel because I have such fun move abroad videos coming up every week. And let me know in the comments below which country would you like me to cover next. Also, let me know if this video was helpful for you. If you have any other questions, please put them down below. I'll try to make another video if you need any more information at all. On that note, I promise to see you in the next video. Until then, please make sure you stay safe, take care of yourself. Namaste.